And welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show. You're still watching our Sector segment, See the Stories, and we are still with teacher Sichi. Now, she is the viral teacher from Malaysia, for those of you who might not know her. But Sichi, we know that in the content you've shared with us all the things about you and your student, but where did you get the idea for making your content?
It was just, honestly, I was just on TikTok trying out to make different kinds of videos. I feel like I did see a lot of high schoolers make content themselves. And then I am not a high schooler, but I wanted to make content like that so that I my students do that with me. So I guess those were yeah.
So you've chosen your path. It seems like you're joining the right one. In the future, though, what kind of teacher do you wish to become?
I think the goal is to be a teacher that students remember because it's been encouraging or inspiring. I think that's the kind of teacher I want to be. I'm super obsessed with good grades or for my kids to do very well, but I want to help develop them in becoming positive citizens, people who contribute to society, people who are kind, encourage good self-esteem. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. And
No.
oh, sorry, I thought you were going to ask something. Well, we know that Malaysia is a country that has several ethnicities.
Yeah, lots of ethnicities.
And religions. Well, we honestly don't know whether it ever becomes an issue in your school, but if it ever was, how do you encourage tolerance between the students?
Inclusive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not easy when you grow up in an environment where you don't talk to people of other races and religions. And so then they preconceived notions, right, of the other races. So I think step one is exposure. Having them to meet each other, friends with each other. So when you're in class, that's one. I encourage them to learn the language of the other race, person of the other race. I really speak Malay, so I'm trying to speak Malay. So I have my students teach me Malay, my Malay students teach me Malay, and I try to make that and show my kids that when you speak the same language, when you are curious about another culture, that preconceived notions come down, and then you see them more humane.
Yeah.
There's more empathy.
Okay, and this is actually quite a curiosity for me because back in my school day, I might see my teachers were not approachable in terms of they were probably in the age of my parents and stuff like that. But you yourself, in a very young age, you are the head of a department in the school, and also you are still teaching. And yet, in this young age, you seem quite approachable for students. But did ever any student come to you to tell their stories, just their everyday story in the school with the friends, or probably at home with the parents?
Yeah, I always ask kids how was their school holidays. I think I'm very curious about their lives. I want to know about their life. So in turn, they share a lot with me. They tell me about their family, even things that are pretty difficult, like issues like problems, or if they're going through a breakup, or you're disappointed with their results. And I think it's because I start the conversation so very open and vulnerable with them. I share my family problems. When I'm going on a date, they know they're excited for me. So we have a very
Yay, extra support system. We love that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you should wear this dress instead, and they help consult my outfits.
Wow, that's
Adorable.
so
Cute.
sweet.
I have one curiosity. So I have a friend who is a high school teacher and who's the young one, the approachable one. So this is funny. So whenever I go to music festivals with him, we would literally bump into his students everywhere. Did
No.
that ever happen to you?
Okay, I don't really go to music festivals, and I don't go to this kind of events,
Okay.
but I see them at the mall, and I think they're shocked because I look different in school than I do at the mall. Or I'm walking with friends, so when they see me outside, they go to school and tell everyone like it's a huge thing. Like, oh my god, I saw her at the mall.
No, it's because I feel like, yeah, and I asked my friend, isn't that awkward, you know, to see, especially in a music festival, but because, you know, you are a certain way with them.
Yeah.
When you are at school, and you're still very approachable at school, but are you as approachable when it's not in school? Because that's kind of the
that too.
awkward thing, you know. How do you deal with that? Because it's just funny, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a little awkward because I think we both feel kind of awkward. They feel kind of awkward. But I will say because of social media, they get to see what I'm outside of school.
Yep.
So it's more, you're not as shocked as
Yeah.
they would be if they didn't have access to my like social.
Okay, so Sishi,
Public.
probably the last question before we say goodbye to you. In this era of social media that you've been mentioning, do you have any message for parents out there? I mean, from the point of view of a teacher, the things that you've concerned, that have been a concern in the school, or probably also in your eyes as a teacher, that has to be tackled by parents, that has to be the focus, the main focus for parents towards their children?
I think the key is internet safety. A lot of parents are so unaware. Stories I hear my students share, it's a little concerning. So I teach this class. A lot of my students, they find friends and partners, like boyfriend, girlfriends, online. And so are they really to someone who is their age? That's like a priority. Like always tell my students to make sure that they know who they're talking to. You cannot prevent it, you can avoid it. This is the generation now, but how do they navigate this safely?
Yeah.
For younger kids, what they watch is so important. Sometimes they get limited access like YouTube or Netflix, and they go into, especially YouTube, they recommend like different kinds of videos for you. And so, like please put on like YouTube Kids for your kids or Netflix Kids, because you don't want them watching things that are not age appropriate.
Yes, agree.
Great tip.
All right.
Done.
Okay, Sishi, thank you so much for all the things that you shared with us.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Chi
having
Chi.
me.
And also,
Thank
please
you.
say hello to your students.
Yeah.
I
Bye.
Bye.
Definitely one of the coolest teachers in a
I
year.
know.
I mean,
The
can you
coolest
imagine, like,
teacher.
that's why I asked. It's got to be so awkward for her to be so connected in school and then meet them in a public place. I remember meeting my elementary school when I was in Hong Kong in the bus.
Really?
In the bus out of all places. And she was my elementary school here in Jakarta.
Oh,
I was
really?
a school teacher here in Jakarta. She's American.
Okay.
So apparently she moved to Hong Kong with her husband, and then out of all the places in the world,
Why
meet her in the
buzz?
bus. I know, I don't know. Whew.
All right. Speaking of teacher, what comes to our mind after talking with Sichi is school, of course. Like, and in school, I was quite a naughty kid.
Oh, are you?
I was quite an, in terms of like not naughty as in, you know, criminal. kind of
Rebellious.
kid. Not really rebellious. Like, I often, you know, bring my lunch from the cafeteria to the class, and I ate at the class.
That's not naughty.
That's not naughty.
That's hungry.
Oh, I mean, rule breaker, is that it?
Rule breaker, yeah.
he
I was
a
kind of a rule breaker and stuff like. But how about you? How about you?
Me first or you first?
Go ahead.
Go, you go ahead.
Thinking.
Because you went to the homogen
The
high school, right?
Catholic school,
The
yeah.
Catholic all women school.
True. So I often tell my teacher that I want to go to the bathroom, but then I go to the cafeteria. Not the cafeteria, canteen, where they sell food. And then I buy some snack and eat it, and then after about 20 minutes, I go back to the class.
You need 20 minutes in the toilet. Do they never ask?
Not really.
Oh, like
Is it probably the average time for girls to be in the bathroom? I mean, doing your private business.
I don't need to.
Maybe the number 2, yeah.
Number two.
Exactly.
Yeah, at least it's not hours like guys.
How about you?
No, for me, when it comes to school, I just think about moving a lot too much. I went to one school to another. I don't know how many schools I went to in my 12 years of school career. But it's very interesting. Some places are very welcoming, some places not so much. Most of the time I look different than everybody else.
Yeah.
And that was my only experience growing up. So that was a deep question that you asked when it comes to diversity and ethnicity. I think kids these days are just so much better off and prepared
Yes.
to see differences. And
Yeah.
I mean, I went to school in a very white country in the 90s, and I was the only one with black hair in the entire school, and it was not fun. But nowadays things are changing
So much.
so much, and I'm just so happy for this generation that they get to really flourish, because then they don't have to think about these things. You know, they don't have to think about differences because everything is just normal.
Yeah,
and that's
well,
great.
One of the things also that I really remember from my high school time was actually, okay, I really have to apologize to my economy teacher, because each class, almost each class, I had, you know, some makeshift bed at the back of the class, and I would probably I was sleeping.
Well, do you remember the economics teacher name?
Pak Damri, I'm really sorry for doing that. I'm really sorry.
Pak Damri, I hope you're as successful as the bus company, so you can whatever Hanses did doesn't matter anymore.
By the way, speaking of sleeping, let's see a really cute video of this giraffe sleeping.
Really? But giraffe sleeping standing, no?
Let's see.
I love some animal videos.
Oh, this is so cute. Newborn giraffe.
Because from what I know, usually giraffe sleeping standing, right?
At the beginning of this video, I thought, why can't it just lay its head in front? But
Over?
it turns out that it's a newborn.
Yes.
Yep.
It has no idea.
They need still to figure out how to use their necks. Now, in school, don't forget that we need friends to study together and to play together. It's important to be friends with everyone, right? Regardless of our differences, like race or religion.
That's right. And like this harmonic friendship between the horse and cat.
Oh, that's unusual.
Look at this.
Oh my heart. No, I can't. That's a British short hair, isn't it?
I think it's a stray cat.
Is it a stray cat?
No. Does it have a collar?
That's a short hair, no?
Yeah, it's kind of a short hair, but it's definitely a stray.
Too cute.
I mean, with a horse?
Look at the stray cats in Europe.
Too beautiful.
Too beautiful.
Stray cat.
And also, the horse.
The horse is scratching the cat's head,
Yeah.
doing as the cat pleases.
This is a perfect way to start weekend.
I know,
Watching
I know.
cute animal
I know.
videos. By the way, See the Stories will continue after the break, and when we come back, we'll be playing. See today's 3 hours
New show.
most famous game.
What is that? Which one?
The one that we played last week.
Oh, Don't Let It Sing, isn't it? Oh, yes.
We'll be playing that with Kai. She's a newbie. So
Oh, yeah,
we're
she's a
gonna
newbie.
see whether she can do it or
She
not.
can do it.
Stay with us. It's gonna be
I
exciting.
don't know what this game is.
You have to.
She's competitive.